are in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania for a Patriot League men's lacrosse battle on ESPN+. Today, it's the number 3 Army Black Knights taking on the Lehigh Mountain Hawks. A 13-8 Lehigh win, and he wins this one for the Mountain Hawks to get things going.
Good start for Dow.
He has been excellent so far this season, winning faceoffs at a 60% clip. Of course, last weekend's exploit certainly helped that number. Now, E.J. Vasile and Chris Rathwell on defense. Richard Checo, Luke McAuliffe, and Zach Mesa in goal. It's the sophomore Casey Heath. Here's Rodney, lost the ball in front of the crease, and it is picked up by the goalkeeper, Sean Byrne. Jackson Eicher, Braden Fountain, and Gunnar Fellows. Here is Evan Plunkett, unanimous All-American first-teamer last year. Leaves it off for Eicher. Eicher with a jumping shot, and Army strikes first. Jackson Eicher, with his 17th goal of the year, puts the number 3 team in the country up 1-0.
Eicher doing a good job receiving that ball in the box, as they say in lacrosse.
Missed a few games with an injury, so he is back out there for the first time since the second game of the season. Luke Breslin, who's typically starting on attack, is out for the Mountain Hawks, so something to keep an eye on. The continuity may suffer a bit. Plunkett up ahead, Eicher again, and it's 2-0 Army.
Eicher just bringing the heat to start the game. Two high overhand rips. Just blew right by Heath. Heath, like most goalies, just trying to get settled here in the beginning of the game.
Not been able to convert yet as they turn it over again.
Well, Army's transition went to a senior in Eicher, and Lehigh's transition went to Colin French, a first-year guy with only a couple games under his belt experience.
Army.
Pluggett's got Ocho Torino's short stick matchup, which he wants.
We'll see if he takes advantage of it. Plunkett. And Salu's shot goes wide.
Army has 55 shots per game this year. They are not
behind for the freshman Colin French. 15 to shoot here for the Mountain Hawks. French gives it to Kelly. Andrew Kelly in front, Colin French, and there it is, his first career goal.
And that's exactly the type of offense Coach Scudder is looking for today. Guys moving with and without the ball. Great job between French and Kelly, exchanging the ball between the two of them. And then French just slipped into the inside of Army's defense, and Kelly found it. Got to win those tough ground ball battles against Army.
They don't lose most of them. Ranked 6th in the nation in ground balls per game.
And that's not new to Army lacrosse.
Jack Archer into the game for Lehigh. He gives to Peter Theodoropoulos. French turning the corner. Still with French. And French, what a finish! He ties the game up at 2.
Colin French living up to his name. His dad, when he was in high school, and I said to Coach Cassis at the time, who was recruiting him, this kid's fearless. He is not afraid to fight against tough one-on-one matchup.
It'll stay with Lehigh as it's backed up, but only 6 seconds to shoot here for the Mountain Hawks.
Looks like Lehigh's just going to concede.
That's exactly what they'll do. It'll be a shot clock violation. One of the things that when I talk with Joe Army offenses that we've seen in some time.
Well, so far we've seen it today.
Here's Evan Plunkett, and his shot deflected. That was a great stick check there. It's backed up by Army. McAuliffe not happy.
Yeah, unless they...
And there's a goal. How about that? Jackson Eicher again. A hat trick for Eicher. He puts Army back in front. 6:13 to go here in the first. It's a 3-2 Army last Saturday. But first we go to the face-off X, where it's been domination for Lehigh so far. And Giovanni Procaccini coming in off the wing to get the face-off win for the Mountain Hawks. Procaccini leaves it off, a shot, and a score for this Army team a year ago. And Joe Albarisi, just so proud of him and the changes he has made to his game here in his senior season, because this Black Knights offense was in need of an assist guy after Reese Burek graduated. And
to put on the field, but the other half of it is the Lehigh guys have taken ownership. They haven't gone palms up and wonder why. They just, okay, I'll do it. Give me a chance, see if I can do this.
Archer looking inside and just out of the reach of Luke Winkler. Well, did Dakota play attack in high school? Is this something he's done before? He says he's never done it in his life. So we're about 3 games into this new experiment. Went pretty well last time. He had 5 goals.
Yeah, to offer the chance for a player to play the entire game.
Here's Eicher, and Eicher's got a 4th. No one can stop Jackson Eicher right now. Vasile.
Good to see Lehigh going more, not necessarily more, but more of the 2-man game on offense.
That pass picked off. A.J. Pilot with the interception there. A.J. Pilot, who is a senior in his 4th year as a starter at close defense. The first freshman ever for Army to start at close defense. He'll plunk it, getting it inside to Eicher. Loose ball as Lehigh knocked it out. And Casey Heath, pressure, winning the ball back. They've got 28 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Evan Plunkett controls.
One of the keys to the game here, Marco, is getting the ball cleared. So far, Lehigh's been on and off with getting that ball cleared successfully, and that plays right into Army's hands.
Here's Hill Plunkett. Plunkett with a shot and a goal. It's the freshman, Hill Plunkett, to put Army up by 3 with 5 seconds.
Ocho Chirena came up with that ground ball. Bodies were flying. Ocho came up with it.
There are few as gritty as him. French with a shot, save made by Byrne. Just his 2nd save of the game so far. Army with Ryan Salou. The senior midi passes it off for Grant Masterson. The sophomore has been getting a lot more run lately for the Black Knights. Back up top for Salou. Masterson, he tries a shot and it's in. Grant Masterson puts Army up 6-2. It's the 2nd goal of the season for the sophomore from Wilton Theodoropoulos. He had himself a day at Navy too. 5 points, a career high down in Annapolis. Turns the corner, looking in front for Ironman. The 2 just couldn't connect. And Army
Talked earlier about how Army's defense does not slide. They hold their matchups. They've been sliding the last couple of possessions. They are not shy to go now.
Ironman to the middle of the field and a save from Byrne. And he'll wait for this first line midfield to make its way out onto the field. Here's Rodney. Now it's Chris Rathwell. The first year from Canada has really impressed Will Scudder and his staff. 3 goals, 3 assists so far on the season for him. There's a shot. Andrew Kelly from an impossible angle.
We'll take any goal we can get right now. Cage, he had a chance to shoot at. He took advantage of it, put it in the corner.
And he takes a hit as he releases it too. Andrew.
Colin French, give him credit. He passed up a ground ball on the sideline there to take body. He may have been better suited picking up the ball.
He was expecting the hit, and it somewhat came, but it allowed Nixon to go right for the ball. Here's Hill Plunkett, and Plunkett has his 2nd of the day.
First goal for Plunkett was left-handed. That goal there, top left, his lefty goal was top right.
Pretty good for a freshman. Lehigh ball.
Pass needs to be pretty high to go over Eicher, is 6'4".
Lehigh now looking the clear. This has been somewhat of an issue today for them. 8 of 10, which is not terrible, but Army's been perfect and make it 8 of 11 as that lollipop pass from Richard Checo doesn't escape. Eicher and Gunnar Fellows makes them pay.
That's where Army's at their finest, Marco. Turning unsettled opportunities, turning opportunities off the ride into they're fantastic at it. Once they get going, numbers are on their side in the offensive end. And as they've shown all.
Here's Sherman. Shoveled back up top, Vasile. Quick pass for Eierman. Eierman turns the other way. Shot goes wide. And that's a good job by John Sullivan to know that that's Eierman's weaker hand. Army will backed up by Fellows.
Eichert and the Plunkett brothers have been leading this offense for Army so far here today.
Fellows wide as well, but it's backed up by Braden Fountain.
Two-man games on the ball.
Andrew Kelly being defended by A.J. Pilot. And Pilot knocks the ball loose. Great stick check from the senior defender. And the loose ball picked up by Keegan Treacy.
Pilot with the post. You can tell with these Army guys hear from their coaches every day up at West Point. Get to the middle, get to the middle, get to the middle.
And Evan Plunkett shoots it over the crossbar into the corner. Backed up by Army, but only 11 to shoot.
Iron's 5'9", Sullivan's 6'3", 6'4".
Colin French with the ball now behind the cage. Those size battles are something Lehigh is used to. They are typically the smaller team. Here's Eierman, gives it to Rathwell. Rathwell driving in, and the bouncer goes for Chris Rathwell.
Great job again. Same theme today. Get to the middle of the field. Eierman does, puts pressure on Army's defense. When a goalie is big with a wide stance, 5-hole is open. If you can put a little velocity behind, it's very difficult for them to.
John Monero, senior midi, back for Salou. Behind for Fellows. He turns the corner, shot, a stop, and a shovel there from Fountain goes wide. It's back.
As good as a save.
Great effort there from the sophomore goalie, who this Lehigh staff raves about. Casey Heath, 3rd in the nation in saves per game, 12th in save percentage. As Lehigh gets it over. Oh, they're going to say no, they did not. So Army wins back possession after the Lehigh turnover. There's the hammer from Braden Fountain.
You were just asking about him, Marco. Hands free.
That's what Joe Alberici told me, and sure enough, transition opportunity for Fountain, and he buries it.
That's where the Army's offense is best, in transition.
Hawks. Rodney charging in. 6 to shoot. Kelly turns the corner. Shot deflected right into the stick of Byrne.
So Alberici was talking about that you mentioned, Marco. Lehigh.
Back for Weisenborn, the big lefty. Charges downhill, gets it behind. Out wide for Eicher. Eicher with the short stick matchup. Shot goes wide. Pass in front for Winkler, and he is swarmed immediately. Still with Winkler somehow. Knocked to the ground for the 3rd time, and finally Army comes up with the ball. Luke Winkler just took a beating from this Army defense. Now looking to move in transition. There's Fellows with another.
There's their offense.
Gunnar Fellows with the second today. It's a 10-4 Army. They need some goals here. They trail by 6.
Yeah, the first couple goals here in the fourth quarter are going to be big. It's not a good start to Lehigh's offense, Lehigh's quarter.
Here comes Pilot after the turnover. Leaves it off for Monturio. Up top, and the shot is saved by Heath. Rebound right to Fellows. Behind the cage, Pilot wraps around for the goal. A.J. Pilot. Well, let's take another look at it here. And he landed.
Curlin's caught on the getting caught up here.
Eicher turning the corner. Eicher turns and fires a save from Heath. Race to back it up, won by the Lehigh goalie, so Lehigh takes over.
Mr. Reliable off the ground.
Here's Archer. Went low, and the save is made there from Byrne.
Adding to his 78% or 73% save percentage this year. It's a good shot. Byrne was 15. I expect them to go.
Weisenborn still with it. Now up top, they start to swing it around as the shot clock hit 15, just as you said. 12 seconds now to shoot. And Plunkett lost the ball. Lehigh tried to pounced on top of it. He was speaking of how dynamic this offense has been, especially out of transition, which is not typical of his Army teams. It seems like this Army team has its sights set pretty high this year.
Yeah, he won't say it. No coach will at this point of the year, but they were close to get to the Final Four last year. It was only a few minutes away. I know that's what they're putting their eyes on this year.
2 years ago. 2 years
ago.
Last
I
year,
apologize.
Last year they did not make.
There's no question. It just adds depth to their high-end talent that they already have. That's why I think one of the reasons why Coach Albarese is thinking this might be the year.
Eicher shot goes wide. Backed up by Army.
Just playing one of the better teams I've seen in the country this year at Army.
Here is Army on the break as that one goes over the crossbar by Treacy. Tried the big bouncer.
Treacy's 6'5", who can run.
Here is Weisenborn. Talks about him, that big lefty. They view him as an eventual replacement for Jacob Morin. They like having he and Evan Plunkett atop the two alleys. Both good dodgers and can really let it loose from distance. As there he goes, showing you right there. The rebound goes right to Eicher, who's got a career-high 5th goal.
That Weisenborn shot rung off the pipe.
Robert Simone, who is the backup and was the starter today at faceoff for Army, is no slouch. The sophomore was a highly touted recruit as that shot goes wide. And this season he's been winning faceoffs out of Eicher up top, and there's a big hit laid by Curlin. Excuse me, that was Will Lyman who laid the hit, and he lays another. Archer just tossed a man down, or man up rather, ranks 5th in the country. Lehigh's man down ranks 72nd in the country. That's out of 74 teams, so not been great. As Plunkett's shot goes wide. Eicher turned away, gives to Fellows.
Eicher just ran through that Checo wrap check. You could do that when you're 6'4", 6'5".
You know, so much of the attention for this starting attack is given to Jackson Eicher and Braden Fountain for the numbers that they've put up, and rightly so. But Gunnar Fellows, the junior, his 2 goals today. 16 goals, 8 assists on the season as Eicher picks up his 6th. So adding to that career-high tally now, 6 goals and 1 assist. Here's Rathwell. Behind for Andrew Kelly.
Lehigh's coaching staff telling the offense to go, go, go. We don't have time to be methodical enough.
Did not read too much into this one game against one of the top teams in the nation. As French's shot was saved. Nobody's claimed the loose ball yet, but finally it ends up with Byrne. For the 7th time this year, he's allowed 6 goals, made 12 saves in his limited time. Here comes Sherman down the middle. Shot goes wide. So Sean Byrne's day in the books. 9 saves, 4 goals allowed at 4.3, and he only allowed 4 as time runs out. And Army will take a 13-4 win over Lehigh. A dominant game from the Black Knights. The number 3 team, the 2-5, they are now 1-1 in conference action. I'm Marco.